Peace, love, and light. Amigos du planeta. How are you all doing? We're back again today with another interesting episode with me. Today we will be talking about passion and fire and how to live your life with joy and fire and how to live your life with motivation and happiness within your consciousness. Understanding your personal path, your personal purpose, your greater goal consciously. What are you doing in this lifetime? Specifically, what are you doing in this lifetime specifically to expand your awareness and your consciousness? It's pretty amazing. And I feel that there are a lot of different methods and ways to go about this. Astrology, numerology are really great ways to start. If you don't really know who you are, or you don't really understand your greater path or purpose, tarot is good for that too. A good tarot card reading would help. You can do these things yourself though. You don't have to go to anyone. So you can understand these arts and you can use them in your everyday life. So if you understand who you are, you understand what you're doing here, you utilize and you manifest your path and your purpose. And you live in that state in which you want to live in, essentially. You're living your dream, literally. We are at a state in our current reality where we are being given the opportunity. Ask and it is given, literally. Ask and it is given. What you want in this lifetime, what you want to manifest in your personal reality space that in which you occupy, you just ask for it, literally, and believe that it has already happened. Believe that you have already been given what you're asking for. That is what it is. Because once you believe you're already being given, you are essentially saying to yourself is that you're trusting in which what you're asking for, you're trusting that it will happen. You're not doubting yourself. And I think that was a great message of Jesus, is that Jesus, he always says to his disciples, why do you doubt yourselves? You can do exactly what I do. And I think the story that really illustrates this is when he is sleeping on the boat and his disciples are on the boat, and basically there's this huge tempestuous storm, and the disciples go to Jesus and they wake him up, and Jesus immediately gets up and puts his hands up and stops the storm, and then turns to his disciples and says, why did you, basically, I'm not quoting this perfectly, but essentially he's saying, why did you wake me up? Why doubt yourselves? You have the power to stop storms. Why doubt yourself, So why doubt that you are God? Are the son of God or the daughter of God? You are God. So do not doubt yourself ever. It is not to your greater awareness. Observe yourself. Never doubt. Observe your thoughts and your patterns and your actions and your behaviors. Understand the reactions and the thoughts and the patterns and the behaviors and why you do these things, react a certain way, be these certain, or that you are this person. Don't ever doubt yourself, because when you doubt yourself, you're doubting the very nature of your existence as source energy. You are doubting the trust and essentially the link that you have with source energy. You're saying it doesn't exist. I don't have power over my life. So I'm doubting this situation because why do I, what gives me the right to say this, or what gives me the right to have truth or happiness or whatever? I'm doubting. And also, people have really huge issues with trust and faith, so to speak. And I don't like to say faith because I think faith has really been misused. A lot of people have blind faith. But, I mean, there is faith too. I mean, I do believe in faith, I suppose. But it's not blind faith, which has been so characteristic to human evolution. And faith is essentially trusting in what you believe to be true, in order to manifest what you want in your reality too. So you believe, for example, let's take the Christian religion. Let's say if you're a Christian, you believe that Jesus Christ has come here to save your sins. Okay, that's cool. You believe you have sins in the first place. Whatever, that is what you're choosing to believe. And because, and this is where it gets tricky, where blind faith is separated from true faith, because you have had a personal experience with this energy source, energy God, Jesus energy, angels, whatever you've seen, you believe it to be true. And not only do you believe it to be true, I mean, you might have believed in it beforehand, so to start off with. So we're taught and we're socialized to believe in these beliefs, but oftentimes we don't have personal experience within these beliefs. Many people do not. Many people do, though. So it's all, 50-50, but it's when you've had this personal experience based on what, you already believe in, that's when it really becomes personal truth to you. So, you can already have these beliefs and notions, and it may never manifest to you. It may never resonate with you, ever. Ever. You may never connect to that spiritual realm with that. Let's say you go to somewhere else and you try that, and let's say you did Christianity, so now you're going to become a Muslim. So the very nature of Islam and praying 5 times a day, it can be very centering spiritually. I mean, you're constantly reconnecting yourself with source energy. And the sort of notions and the way you feel in the movements as you pray, as you connect to God, Allah, you have personal spiritual experience, and it is true to you, and it resonates deep within. Completely unbased upon any belief to it or not you have. Let's say you just went to a mosque to pray, and the very nature of the prayer just invited you in, and you had to do it, and suddenly that was the way, and that was your connection to source energy. So what I'm saying to you all is that just because you've been socialized into a particular belief does not mean that it is necessarily truth. And just because you also were socialized, in a particular religion, doesn't mean that it's not the truth. The truth comes from within, and you know who you are. And so in order to know your path and your purpose, you have to know your own personal truth. You have to have established some sort of basis as to who you are. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think it's really necessary. I think we should really understand ourselves. We don't have to label ourselves or, even define ourselves, because that's not necessarily what I'm saying. Knowing who you are is literally that, knowing the essence of the being in which you are. So know that you're source energy. Know that you're protected. Know that you don't have to doubt. Know that you don't have to live in fear, because when you do those things, vibrationally you're not in tune with that higher source energy. And it's also it's just so overwhelming sometimes to me.